Ellen DeGeneres, a story of laughter, courage, and reinvention. Childhood and early life. Ellen Lee DeGeneres was born on January 26, 1958, in Metairie, Louisiana. She grew up in a middle-class family with her mother, Betty, and father, Elliot. From the start, Ellen was the kind of child who could make anyone laugh. She used humor as a way to connect, to comfort others, and even to cope with difficult situations. But her childhood wasn't without challenges. When she was a teenager, her parents divorced. This was a life-changing moment for young Ellen, and she turned to comedy as a way of dealing with the pain. While some kids wrote in journals or played sports, Ellen cracked jokes, telling stories that could turn sadness into laughter. After graduating from the University of New Orleans, Ellen worked a series of odd jobs: waitress, house painter, and even oyster shucker. Yet, deep down, she knew her destiny wasn't in serving tables. It was on stage, making people laugh. Stepping into comedy. In the late 1970s and early 80s, Ellen started performing stand-up comedy at small clubs and coffee houses around New Orleans. Her style was clean, witty, and observational. She had a way of turning ordinary moments, like forgetting a phone number or being late for work, into something hilariously relatable. Soon, her comedy earned attention beyond Louisiana. She began touring nationally, appearing on The Tonight Show starring Johnny Carson. When Johnny Carson invited her over to sit on the famous couch, a moment of approval reserved only for the best, her career took off. Ellen had officially arrived. Sitcom success. Ellen. In 1994, Ellen landed her own sitcom, simply called Ellen. At first, it seemed like another lighthearted show, but behind the laughter, Ellen was grappling with something deeply personal: her identity. In 1997, Ellen made television history. Her character came out as gay in what became known as the Puppy episode. At the same time, Ellen herself publicly came out on the cover of Time magazine with the bold headline, "Yep, I'm gay." It was groundbreaking. Ellen became the first openly gay lead character in a primetime sitcom. For many viewers, it was the first time they had seen someone like themselves represented on TV. But it wasn't easy. While Ellen's honesty was celebrated by some, it also sparked backlash. Sponsors pulled out, ratings dropped, and eventually her show was canceled. Hollywood turned its back on her. For a time, Ellen was left with few opportunities, facing rejection and isolation, reinvention and return. Instead of giving up, Ellen reinvented herself. She returned to stand-up comedy, wrote books, and slowly rebuilt her career. By 2003, she was ready for a new chapter, The Ellen DeGeneres Show. What started as a daytime talk show quickly became a cultural phenomenon. Ellen's humor, warmth, and dancing made audiences feel at home. She created a space filled with laughter, kindness, and surprise giveaways. For nearly 2 decades, Ellen's show became a staple in households around the world. She interviewed presidents, movie stars, athletes, and everyday heroes. Her famous phrase, "Be kind to one another," became a mantra for her fans, expanding her influence. Ellen wasn't just a talk show host. She built an empire. From her production company, A Very Good Production, to her lifestyle brand, ED, to her wildlife fund, Ellen used her platform to make an impact. She became a voice for LGBTQ+ rights, mental health, and humanitarian efforts. Her courage and visibility helped normalize conversations about sexuality and acceptance. For many young people struggling with identity, Ellen became proof that being true to yourself could lead to success. In 2016, Ellen received the Presidential Medal of Freedom from President Barack Obama, the highest civilian honor in the United States. With tears in her eyes, Ellen accepted the award as the room gave her a standing ovation. Challenges and controversy. But Ellen's story isn't without complexity. In 2020, her show faced controversy when former employees alleged a toxic workplace environment behind the scenes. The reports shocked fans who saw Ellen as the embodiment of kindness. Ellen addressed the issue publicly, apologizing on air and promising to make changes. Yet the criticism lingered. And after 19 seasons, Ellen decided to end her talk show in 2022. It was the close of an era. Millions of viewers had grown up watching Ellen's show, and its end felt like the turning of a page in entertainment history. Legacy and impact. Ellen DeGeneres' journey is one of resilience. She faced rejection, prejudice, and setbacks, But each time, she found a way to rise again. She opened doors for LGBTQ+ representation on television. She proved that a comedian could also be a philanthropist, a businesswoman, and a cultural icon. Through her laughter and her courage, she has inspired countless people to live authentically. Yes, her legacy is complicated, celebrated for kindness, questioned for workplace struggles, but at its core, Ellen's story remains a powerful reminder. Being true to yourself is the greatest success of all. Closing reflection. From oyster shucker in New Orleans to sitcom star to one of the most beloved talk show hosts in television history, Ellen DeGeneres has lived a life that proves the power of humor and honesty. Her laughter has healed, her courage has inspired, and her story continues to remind us that even in the toughest times, light can be found in laughter.